And so, what's some of your protocol for, let's say, someone coming into your gym that's in their early 40s and they wanted to get into great shape?
So here's the interesting thing, Michael, is the protocol doesn't really change. The protocol, and so when I look at all the limitations that could potentially pop up. So one of the other things that I do is I also train trainers. I train trainers and coaches all over the world. And so when we teach programming and say, okay, well, if you're going to write a program for fat loss or for just general fitness, we could write a pretty good generic template. But then what's going to happen is a real person is going to want to do that, and that real person is going to have some limitations. And those
Okay.
limitations could be time being the most important one. It could be that they have certain movement limitations. Maybe they have that left hip that doesn't move well, or the ankle that doesn't move well, and I have to work around that. Maybe they have limitations in terms of space in what they can work within, or maybe they go to a big public gym where doing a circuit of strength exercise isn't going to work at your big public gym because as soon as you leave
Mm,
one piece of equipment, someone else is on it. Maybe it's an equipment limitation that they have that they don't have. There's a lot of different things that could be limitations, and that's going to alter the program. One of the limitations is not age. I've never used age as a limitation. And so
cool.
I have clients that are doing some amazing things into their 50s, 60s, and 70s that most people wouldn't consider, safe or healthy for them to do, but they'll prove you otherwise. And so I think
Wow.
the first thing that I change in the protocol is letting them know, number one, is that age is not a limitation, and most importantly, you're not broken. And by the time you get to, and I'm 52 right now, by the time you get to my age, you've probably been told that you have, a bunch of different itises and you have this in your spine and you have this in your hip, and you can lean on those and you can use those as a scarlet letter, or you can say, you know what? So what? So does everybody else have it. If we do MRIs of just about any human being in Western civilization in modern times, you're gonna find something that can scare the hell out of you,
Right.
or you can understand that, okay, well, do I still function well? Do I still have enough movement? Do I still feel enough baseline fitness and strength and all those things that, okay, I don't care what my MRI says, because if 90% of the people have something on their MRI, most of them are asymptomatic. Most of them are walking around just fine. They don't even know it. And
Right.
so why should that be a limitation? And so that really doesn't affect the programming one bit. It's relative to where you're walking in at, what is your recoverability, and what is your goal, and then what are those limitations do you have? Is it, from time all the way down?